Start paddling, Pinky. We must reach the lab before tomorrow night.
Why? Well,
Here comes Pinky and the Brain. Remember racing home to catch Pinky and the Brain? That genius mouse and his dim-witted sidekick plotting world domination every single night.
He who controls the jewels controls Mother Russia.
That show wasn't just clever cartoon comedy. It was a subversive masterpiece hiding dark satire, cultural commentary, and shocking behind-the-scenes chaos beneath laboratory hijinks. Today, we're counting down 20 jaw-dropping facts about the show that proved animation could be smarter than its audience. If you thought you knew everything about Brain's plans and Pinky's Narf, prepare for the truth. Are you pondering what I'm pondering?
Are you pondering what I'm pondering, Pinky?
sure, Brain, but how are we going to find chaps our size?
20. The Orson Welles obsession. Brain's character design, voice, and mannerisms were directly based on Orson Welles.
My friend, this is the Brain. You are under my control. You will do whatever I say.
Specifically his later years doing wine commercials and frozen pea outtakes. Voice actor Maurice LaMarche literally impersonated Welles's frustrated, pompous delivery for every episode.
Brain, I really felt like I hit a home run with Brain. I didn't know it was going to be the home run it was as a show.
The show was essentially watching Orson Welles as a laboratory mouse fail at world domination repeatedly, and most kids had no idea they were witnessing an elaborate tribute to a Hollywood legend's decline. 19. The Animaniacs spin-off nobody expected. Pinky and the Brain started as a recurring sketch on Animaniacs, appearing in only a handful of segments. Warner Brothers didn't plan a spin-off. Audience demand forced it. Kids and adults went absolutely feral for the mice, flooding the network with requests for more episodes. The network reluctantly greenlit a full series, shocked that 2 lab mice spoofing Orson Welles were more popular than their main Animaniacs characters. 18. The theme song's hidden brilliance. The theme song answered its own question in the lyrics. One is a genius, the other's insane. Most viewers assumed Brain was the genius and Pinky the insane one, but the show deliberately left it ambiguous. Pinky's nonsensical suggestions often worked, while Brain's elaborate plans always failed. The writers played with the possibility that Pinky was the actual genius and Brain the insane one, never confirming which mouse was which. 17. Pinky's voice was accidental. Rob Paulson created Pinky's voice by accident during auditions.
Until Pinky says...
Oh, yeah. Well, what I'm going to say is I don't care what you say. Liz is now helping me take over the world.
He was improvising silly British accents and stumbled into the high-pitched, cheerful Cockney that became Pinky's signature sound. The directors loved it instantly and told him never to change it. Paulson himself admits he's not entirely sure how he makes the voice, and sometimes struggles to recreate it consistently after decades of performance. 16. The show mocked real politicians. Ruthlessly Brain's world domination schemes regularly satirized actual political figures and events from the 1990s. Bill Clinton, Newt Gingrich, and Ross Perot all got skewered in episodes that aired during Saturday morning blocks. The writers hid biting political commentary in a kid's cartoon, knowing most young viewers wouldn't catch the references, but their parents watching alongside would absolutely get the jokes and appreciate the subversion. 15. Steven Spielberg's personal favorite. Steven Spielberg, executive producer of the show, called Pinky and the Brain his favorite project from the entire Warner Bros. Animation renaissance. He personally intervened multiple times to protect the show's creative freedom when network executives wanted to dumb it down or add kid-friendly characters. Spielberg fought for the mice to stay smart, sophisticated, and weird, using his Hollywood power to shield the writers from corporate interference. 14. The canceled Pinky, Elmira, and the Brain disaster. In 1998, the network forced a retool called Pinky, Elmira, and the Brain, moving the mice into Elmira's house from Tiny Toons fans, and creators hated it. The show's sharp satire got replaced with slapstick kid humor. Ratings tanked immediately. Even the new theme song mocked the network's decision with lyrics like, "It's what the network wants. Why bother to complain?" The retool lasted one painful season before cancellation. 13. Brain was almost voiced by Roddy McDowall. Before Maurice LaMarche locked in the Orson Welles impression, the creators considered casting Roddy McDowall as Brain. McDowall had voiced intelligent animals before and seemed perfect for a genius mouse. LaMarche's audition completely changed their minds. His Welles impersonation was so specific and hilarious, they couldn't imagine anyone else. McDowall never knew how close he came to voicing one of animation's most iconic characters. 12. The Scientology episode that almost aired. The writers crafted an episode satirizing Scientology, with Brain creating a fake religion to control followers and take over the world. Warner Bros.' legal department killed it before animation even started, terrified of lawsuits from the Church of Scientology. The script still exists in archives, and writers have confirmed it was one of their sharpest, most savage episodes that audiences will never see because corporate lawyers valued survival over satire. 11. Pinkey's intelligence was intentionally ambiguous. The writers deliberately made Pinkey's intelligence impossible to define. He seemed idiotic, but often asked profound questions. Brain couldn't answer. His random suggestions frequently worked when Brain's complex plans failed. Several episodes hinted Pinkey understood more than he let on, playing dumb while actually being emotionally and socially intelligent in ways Brain could never comprehend. The ambiguity made him more interesting than simple comic relief. 10. The show's budget was surprisingly low. Despite critical acclaim and cultural impact, Pinkey and the Brain operated on a relatively tiny budget compared to primetime shows. The limited animation style wasn't just an artistic choice, it was a financial necessity. Writers compensated by making scripts incredibly dense with jokes, wordplay, and references. They couldn't afford elaborate animation, so they made every line of dialogue count, packing more humor into conversations than visual gags. 9. Maurice LaMarche's Orson Welles obsession. Maurice LaMarche studied Orson Welles obsessively for the role. Listening to hundreds of hours of interviews, outtakes, and recordings, he could perform Welles at different ages and emotional states. LaMarche even channeled Welles's famous frozen peas commercial meltdown for episodes where Brain loses his temper. His impression was so accurate that people who worked with the real Welles said LaMarche captured not just the voice, but the personality perfectly. 8. The failed world domination count. Across 95 episodes, Brain attempted world domination 95 times and failed every single time. The show's format guaranteed failure. Success would end the series, but the writers made each failure unique, exploring different reasons why Brain's plans collapsed. Sometimes Pinkey sabotaged them accidentally. Sometimes Brain's ego destroyed his own schemes. Sometimes the plan actually worked, but Brain rejected success for bizarre reasons, keeping the cycle going infinitely. 7. The surprisingly dark origin story. The show hinted that Brain's intelligence came from laboratory experiments that likely caused him immense suffering. He wasn't born a genius. He was created through scientific testing that probably involved pain, trauma, and repeated failures. The show never explicitly stated this, but Brain's desperate need for control and power reads as a trauma response from a creature who spent his entire existence being controlled and experimented on by humans. 6. Rob Paulsen's mental health struggle. Rob Paulsen has spoken openly about struggling with depression during the show's run, finding it increasingly difficult to maintain Pinkey's cheerful energy while battling darkness. Off-screen, he'd record Pinkey's manic laughter and silly voices while feeling empty inside. Paulsen credits his castmates and the show's positive message with helping him through, though the contrast between Pinkey's joy and his own mental state was often painfully ironic. 5. The Emmy domination. Pinkey and the Brain won multiple Daytime Emmy Awards and was nominated in primetime categories, a rare crossover for daytime animation. The show competed against and beat prestige adult animated series, proving kids' cartoons could match or exceed primetime quality. The Emmy recognition validated what fans knew. This wasn't just a children's show. It was legitimate art that happened to air on Saturday mornings between toy commercials. 4. The writer's room was genius level. The writing staff included people with degrees in science, history, and literature who deliberately packed episodes with references most kids wouldn't understand for decades. They wrote for themselves and the adults watching, trusting smart humor would entertain kids even if they missed references. The result was a show that rewarded repeat viewing. Jokes that flew over your head at age 8 suddenly landed at age 33. Brain's plans were scientifically plausible. Several of Brain's world domination schemes were based on real scientific principles and historical events. Writers consulted experts to make plans theoretically possible, even if absurdly complicated. Brain wasn't just spouting nonsense. His strategies had legitimate foundations in physics, psychology, and political science. The plans failed due to execution or unforeseen variables, not because they were scientifically impossible. That attention to detail elevated the show beyond cartoon logic. 2. The unaired series finale. The show was canceled before the writers could produce their planned series finale. Scripts exist for an ending where Brain finally succeeds in taking over the world, only to realize he has no idea what to do with it and no one to share victory with except Pinkey. The finale would have questioned whether Brain actually wanted world domination or just wanted purpose and friendship, ending ambiguously with him potentially giving up power to stay with Pinkey. 1. The show predicted modern tech monopolies. Brain's schemes in the 1990s eerily predicted how tech billionaires would actually accumulate power decades later. Episodes featured Brain creating addictive technology, monopolizing communication platforms, and manipulating information to control populations. The show satirized megalomaniacal corporate takeovers before Google, Facebook, and Amazon existed. Brain was a warning about tech monopolies wrapped in a cartoon mouse, and nobody realized until Silicon Valley actually did everything he attempted. Watch early episodes now, and you're basically seeing Elon Musk's playbook executed by a lab mouse with better hair. From Orson Welles' impressions and corporate battles to failed world domination and accidental catchphrases, Pinkey and the Brain was smarter, darker, and weirder than any kids' show had right to be. It disguised genius satire as cartoon slapstick, and we loved every moment without realizing we were being educated. Keep pondering and snarfing, and remember, same thing we do every night.